Hi, Thomas from fieldtennis.net here, and today I want to talk about the ground force. You've probably heard the term about using your ground or draw power from the ground, but what exactly does that mean? And today we're going to learn that, and you can learn that at home with the weighing scale very quickly and very simply, and you will understand how to use the ground force for your ground strokes. So just to clarify what is ground force, so I'm going to hit a few forehands now without using my legs. So this is no ground force, so this is just alright forehand, and this one is using more ground force, right? So I can do the same for open stance. I can just hit like this, or I can use more ground force and I will say, okay, I use the ground, but how do I learn that? So the usual term, bend your knees and stuff like that, that's usually not very effective. So what I use the weighing scale. So I'm going to show first in the neutral stance or closed stance. And the weighing scale really helps you focus on that foot, that is the pushing foot, that you need to put the weight on it and then push off. And so what you do is you swing like this and you push on the weighing scale. And what you try and do is, I call it, you spike it. So I'm going to ask my cameraman to come closer and zoom in on the camera. Oh, sorry, on the scale. All right, so you can see as I press down, see the scale spikes. So that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on spiking the scale. So I can do the same for open stance like this, off. So off my right foot, and I'm pushing off, and I'm just imagining I want to spike it, so to go over my weight, right? So if my weight is close to 80, so that when I spike it, it goes over 100. All right, so I'm gonna ask my cameraman to go back again, so you can see from there. So how would open stance look like? So I'm just looking at the scale down, and I just try and push off. I want to spike it over my weight, right? So if my weight is 80, close to 80, I want to see it go over 100. So after a few repetitions of doing this on the scale, you try with the ball and you will see how it goes. I want to thank Michael for letting me use his recordings for this video, where I use him as an example. So this is his initial state, and as you can see, he doesn't use much ground, much legs. So the first exercise we did on the scale is in closed stance or neutral stance, where he's trying to focus on, spiking the scale and trying to feel that. And then I was throwing him some easy balls first, so that he can focus on this front leg. And as you can see, his front leg is much more dynamic than before, so he can really push off the ground into the stroke. And then we did the same thing with the open stance. So a few shadow strings on the scale, so that he can really focus on pushing off the ground, and then hitting a few nice and easy balls just to groove in the feeling. And then eventually hitting a live ball. So obviously it's not so easy to implement that, but as you can see, there is a difference in how he approaches his shots. There's much more energy coming off the ground, and that also shows in his shots. I really recommend you try the scale exercise at home or on the court, and let me know how it works for you.